Good evening, one and all. 170 years ago, Charles Dickens wrote a little book, immortalizing the holiday we know and love as Christmas. But the story of how that book came to be is as interesting as the book itself. Step back with me now to 1843, or to borrow Dickens' own words.
The worst of times.
Here was Dickens in his prime. Average height, smooth face, looking as he did for the beard and unruly hair you've seen in the pictures. At 31, he was already the most successful and best-loved novelist of his day. But installments of his current novel weren't selling as expected, and his publisher, Mr. Chapman, was nervous.
I don't understand.
Mr. Dickens, let me be clear. If people don't stop buying your latest book, you'll have to reduce your weekly advance.
But this is my finest work.
There were other troubles as well. For years, Dickens had used his money to support other causes and needy family members.
Oh, come on now, Charlie. What's £20 to you? You have more money than you'll ever need.
Alfred, our situation is desperate. Soon we'll have nothing left.
Oh, Charlie.
To make matters worse, Dickens' wife Catherine was expecting a baby.
Charles, we will soon have a fifth child. Can I not even have the semblance of a proper nursery?
Kate dear, try to understand. In 3 months, we may not even have the semblance of a proper house.
With a heavy mortgage, mounting bills, and the cost of maintaining his public presence, the celebrated author was on the brink of bankruptcy.
Oh, my love, what will become of us? What will become of our children?
That autumn, as Dickens walked the streets of London, night after night, mile after mile, he looked into the faces of London's poor and saw the spectre of what might be.
Tom.
Watch it, mister.
Ooh, a proper gentleman. Spare bar, Lisa.
Passing dingy basement windows, caked with soot and dripping with condensation, Dickens was haunted by a memory from his own impoverished childhood. His father was dragged off to debtor's prison, and 12-year-old Charles was taken from school and required to labor in the dismal dungeons of a boot-blackening factory.
John Dickens. Yes, sir? Come with me.
On my children, sir.
Them that put themselves in debtor's prison due to fraud and foolishness agree by their own course of action to have their children remanded to the public workhouse.
No, John, no. Papa, don't go.
Shrinking from his father's fate, Dickens closed his heart, his mind, and his purse. As he walked through the narrow alleyways, empty park lanes, alone, depressed, his hands in his pockets, his mind worked on his problem as a problem worked on him.
What can I write quickly? A brief tale. 1. Finished in time to hold a gift? Yes! Let me see.
With each step, an idea took shape in Dickens' mind. Why not bring this all to life? A story of a man so preoccupied with money that he cannot appreciate the joy of family and friends. A man so fearful of ignorance and want that he cannot embrace the abundant beauties of life. Emboldened by his plan, Dickens sequestered himself in his study and began to write.
His central character, a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone. Scrooge! With a dead business partner, he regrets his own miserly ways. Jacob Mark.
I wear the chains I forged in life.
And the clerk, Bob Cratchit, his wife, his family, that sickly son, Tiny Tim, Scrooge's nephew, as a miner and a debtors, all of them suffering because Scrooge is only himself and his own needs.
How to give Scrooge a new vision of his life and the people around him? He would need a helper and a guide, and Dickens provided one by reviving a character he had originally created for another story. A ghost, though it's far from ghoulish.
A jolly giant with a genial face, sparkling eye, open hand, and joyful eye begets it there.
How does an author learn from the characters he is inventing? How might a genial ghost change the way Charles Dickens sees the world? This ghost will have much to say about Dickens' own troubles.
Charles!
Who are you?
Come in and know me better, man, for I'm the ghost of Christmas present.
Yes, let me get this down.
Put that away. Look at yourself, day after day. You hold on to your pen, clutching tightly to the world as you know it, afraid to leave it behind for something better.
Afraid?
Yes, and yet here you are, approaching the season when hope and abundance should fill your heart.
You mean Christmas?
Indeed, at least you haven't forgotten that.
But I've always seen Christmas as a wonder, with all its merriment and whatnot.
You've seen practically nothing.
I haven't?
No, you haven't. Look out there.
What? I can't see anything.
Of course you can. From where you're standing, there's nothing to see but yourself. Here, take hold of my robe. Come on now, a little breeze, and up we go. Yes. Whee! Ah! This is the wonder. Seeing things as they really are.
Look at the city from here.
And what do you see, my good man?
I see houses and houses, so many houses.
Because there's so many people.
People, yes, and all the buying books.
No! It's not about the books. Look at the people, Charles, with their own lives.
Lives?
And their own troubles, like you.
Ah, I see.
Not yet you don't, but you will.
Look at the lights.
Yes.
And the river.
Oh, yes.
And the House of Parliament, Big Ben, and the Abbey.
Yes, much is familiar, but come. What haven't you seen before?
It's all so very still
Yes.
and beautiful.
Indeed, look out there upon the moor where nothing grows but moss, ferns, and coarse rank grass.
It's a place where miners live, who live in the bowels of the earth.
Yes, and yet in all their want, they know me. They know Christmas!
They do?
Look, a cheerful company is assembled around a fire. An old man and woman with their children and their children's children, all decked out gaily in their best attire, singing a Christmas carol. Their voices rise above the howling wind upon this barren waste.
They are so poor, they haven't anything at all but each other.
It is true. Now go on. Fly on. There is more you must see and see for yourself.
We're leaving behind the land, the rocky crag, the water.
Look.
A lighthouse.
Yes, see within the loophole of the thick stone wall that ray of brightness that shines upon this awful sea.
I see a man and his wife, their hands rough, faces scarred from hard weather. They too sing a carol.
Dashing through the snow, wonders up and sleigh, all the fields we go, round we go away. Bells around the stream, making tears cry, why it is so bright to say tonight. Oh, you love, you always,
How happy they seem to be.
It is true. Now go on. Across the black and heaving sea, far away from any shore.
Ah, a ship.
Yes, the helmsman at the wheel, the lookout on the bow, the officers on the watch.
Every man among them hums a Christmas carol or has a Christmas thought.
Or speaks below his breath, with Christmas, with homeward hopes, and every man on board has a kinder world today than any other day.
It's Christmas, even out here. It's Christmas in their hearts, and that's enough for them.
Yes, now on.
Oh, London again. Marble Arch, Kensington Gardens. Look, the Thames.
What do you see, Charles? What do you really see?
Oh, there, I see an orphanage, a warehouse yard. There's so many poor miserable orphans, so pitiful in the...
Yes, Charles, even then. Come on now, man. See everyone!
Oh, I do! It's my business to see, you know, and to write about it. Like that young man walking there with Oxford expectations, and the seamstress, the lame boy, and that gentleman walking in the street there.
What about him?
Alone, hands in his pockets, head bowed low. He's not singing, I can tell you.
Look again, Charles. Look closely.
It can't be. It's me.
It is, and what are you doing down there?
I'm walking, scheming, plotting, thinking that money can solve my problems, convincing myself that publishing a little Christmas book could relieve all my woe.
And can it?
No, not family, not brother, but you can. You have.
I have?
Yes, Christmas now, here in the present, good spirit, I see. Now I do see. I must do more than simply write of Cratchit and Tiny Tim. I must learn what the land and live it. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. I cannot thank you enough. It's not too late for Scrooge.
Then it's not too late for you. Off you go now, man. You've a little book to finish.
Yes, yes, and you'll be in it. Let's see, how did it go? Come in, exclaimed the ghost. Come in and know me better, man. Ha ha ha.
That autumn in 1843, as Dickens dipped his pen and filled his paper, his little story, which he had intended as a means to reclaim his wealth, turned out to be the instrument for recovering the faith in others and hope in the future. Each morning he woke eager to begin the day's work, filling the story with the Christmas spirit he had discovered anew. He poured all of his experience, all of himself, into writing.
I was reluctant to lay the manuscript aside, even if for a moment. I wept, and laughed, and wept again.
Over time, Dickens' fortunes were reversed, and he went on to write the most notable works of his career. But nothing would equal the literary artifact of his own Christmas awakening, whether by ghost or no. There on the streets of London, amidst insecurity, fear, and confusion, Charles Dickens discovered the Christmas spirit for himself. The words of Scrooge's nephew are Dickens' own. I am sure I have always thought of Christmas time when it has come around as a good time. A kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time. The only time I know when men and women seem by one consent to open their shut-up hearts freely and to think of people below them as if they really were fellow passengers to the grave and beyond. Who has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I'll believe that has done me good, and will do me good. And I say, God bless it, to which good people ever will reply, God